lot of rain here in Florida yesterday caused some gremlins throughout the ballpark and also a flood in the first base dugout. But while the sun was popping out this afternoon and people were working on the backfields and on the adjacent half fields, there were others who were busy making sure that the stadium was ready to go. Man, did they work hard earlier today. We've got baseball scheduled. It's the Phillies and the Tigers, the final Sunday of spring training here in Clearwater, Florida. Hey everybody, I'm Tom McCarthy along with John Kruk. Happy to be with you here in Florida. The final week of spring training games, which John means that there's jobs that are going to be filled. And again, rosters are going to be at 28 until May. So it's a little easier for Joe Girardi and the rest of the crew to get these guys ready to go.
Yeah, and tough decisions made by players who are having great springs, and they are making it tough on the Phillies brass and the Phillies coaching staff. Who are we going to take with us up north? Well, the third base job, look, this guy here's done everything you could possibly ask a young man to do. And here's what I loved about this at bat against the Yankees, against a lefty. Ball running away from him. He takes it the other way for a double to left field. If he can do that, Tom, there's no reason why he can't be the everyday third baseman for the Phillies. Alec Boehm did hit a home run a couple days ago. He has not had the spring that he hoped he had, but like you said, with the roster being 28 until May, they both might head north with the big club.
Yeah, and the Phillies will probably keep 15 pitchers going north. At least that's what Joe Girardi said.
So a bigger bullpen.
It gives them a little more latitude. All right, so how about center field? Mickey Moniak at the beginning of spring training probably wasn't on the radar, but is now.
Well, you got to take advantage of opportunities, Tom, and Mickey Moniak has done that with the injury to Odubel Herrera. He has stepped up, and he has worked himself into a platoon situation in center field with Matt Vierling. Vierling last year was unbelievable for the Phillies when he came up. Great athlete, hits the ball off fields, hits the ball on a line. Moniak, though, to me, didn't really get that opportunity to really show what you can do because of sporadic playing time. With spring training going on and he's getting more at-bats, he looks a lot more comfortable than he did at any time we've ever seen him.
Yeah, and Vierling has played exceptionally well this spring. He could even be the everyday center fielder. All right, so the final week of work for everybody here in Clearwater, Florida, including Bobby Dickerson and Bryson Stott. Lineups at first pitch when we return. Back here in Clearwater as the Phillies get set to take on the Detroit Tigers. Been a lot of rain, as we mentioned, in the area, but it is cleared out and it's a gorgeous day. Temperatures in the mid-70s as this day moves on. And there's Aaron Nola out on the hill for the Phils, getting a chance to make his final start before he starts opening day on Friday for the Phils. Here's the lineup for the Tigers, brought to you by Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi, only from Xfinity. So a lot of these guys are going to be in the opening day lineup for the Tigers. Baddoo, Grossman, Baez, Scope. Torkelson was told yesterday he had made the team and he was going to be the starting first baseman. There's Aaron Nola. Nola coming off a year in which he was 9-9. He had one complete game and set to probably throw 4 or 5 innings today. I guess it's all, about.
It's all relative, Tom.
Well, it's all about how they feel, how much he needs to kind of get stretched out before the start on Friday. He's fairly stretched out as it is.
Got a haircut too, huh?
He did get a haircut. The locks are not flowing right now the way they were last year.
Well, sometimes you have to do something to turn things around, Tom. I think you and I should go full mullet.
I think one of us it'll look okay. The other one it'll look kind of weird unless he has a hat on. No?
They sell hats.
All right, here's Baddoo to lead things off. Last year he had 259. And a first pitch of the day is taken outside. It's 1-0. He's got 2 home runs and 3 runs batted in so far this season in the spring. Swing and a miss. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. I think the fastball, the velocity's been excellent for Aaron this spring.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with Aaron, and I've read some stuff and heard some things he said about, when I get 2 strikes, I have to put guys away. And he didn't do it that well last year.
Yeah, the one game that we saw him here, he pitched well. In Tampa, he pitched well except for 1 pitch, and it wound up being a 3-run home run, which is what's hurting him, or has been hurting him.
Well, there ain't as much wind as there was whenever the last game we did.
Oof. I mean, it was, for a couple days, was really windy. And here the wind is coming in from right center field. A little better for the pitchers. 1-1 strike to Baddoo.
That game was on Friday, right?
No, Thursday. Yeah, Friday, Saturday on the road. Sarasota and part of the day in Dunedin yesterday. 2-2 and a called strike 3. I think Baddoo was looking for something on the outside part of the plate.
Well, he wasn't looking for a breaking ball, that's for sure. And again, this is you know, a good sign for Aaron. You get a couple strikes and then you finish your guy. Oh, that was a changeup. That was a good one too. Yeah, that's not a strike. It's not a strike. It's not a strike. Darn.
I let it go by. Here's Robbie Grossman hitting 200 with 2 home runs this spring. The DH role for the Tigers will be Miguel Cabrera's.
You think?
Yeah. So Grossman will be out in right field.
I saw him last year at a volleyball tournament in Orlando.
Grossman or Cabrera?
Miggy, watching his daughter play.
Breaking ball is in there, 1-1. Yeah, this year he's going to reach 3,000 hits. Become 1 of 7 with 3,000 hits and 500 home runs. Curveball.
And I've read stuff where people said, well, he's borderline Hall of Fame. Which border?
Must be a really thin one.
Wow.
He is beyond a borderline Hall of Famer.
He should be first ballot.
Yeah. 1-2 pitch to Grossman. And a breaking ball and a strike 3 called. John, this looks like even a little different breaking ball, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks like it's
like a slurve.
Yeah, it seems like it's a little harder and not as sharp, almost like a slurve, and not really a curveball, not really a slider. It's just great location, though.
Well, now Javier Baez signed a contract this past offseason, long-term deal with the Tigers. Be their everyday shortstop. Fastball on the outside corner, according to Dan Iasonia. That was a 4-seamer. I don't think Baez agreed with that call, John.
No, but I don't think he's going to win the argument.
Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Now let's see if Aaron can get something breaking down and away from Baez. We've seen throughout his career that he's a very aggressive swinger, and he will chase.
He led the league in strikeouts last year. Split time between the Cubs and the Mets. Oh, he went fastball.
Too good. That's too good. That's too good a pitch to this guy. You know, look, anything over the plate right now for a couple pitches is too good a pitch for this guy. You can bounce it, trust JT to block it, but you know, you can throw it down and away off the plate, see if you can get a chase.
And now the 0-2 pitch coming from Nola. Swing and a miss. Well, he went fastball, fastball, fastball to Baez, and he strikes out the side here in the first inning. Nothing across for the Tigers. So a couple looking, but then one swinging for Aaron Nola, including this one right here. Just a 4-seam fastball. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Phillies coming up for the first time this afternoon against Casey Mize, and the first pitch to him is in there for a strike in the knees, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Mize, a former #1 pick, first pick overall by the Tigers. He is going to be part of their foundation piece for the rest of his Tigers career, however long that is. Schwarber, meanwhile, is so far 176 this spring, a home run and an RBI, DHing this afternoon. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. A little knuckle curve from Casey Mize. Those are his numbers from a season ago. 7-9, a 3.71 ERA.
24 homers. Hopefully we see a few more.
Yeah. I think that's a lot for that ballpark, don't you think? I mean, I know they're not all from there, but
yeah. You know, I don't know if the ballpark matters anymore. These darn guys are so big and strong.
That is true.
pitchers throw a lot harder and you connect with it, it's going to go.
3-2 to Schwarber. He'll be followed by Segura and Harper. That ball is crushed. Wow, that is way out of here. That's one of the longest home runs you'll see here at Baycare Ballpark. A solo shot right out of the gate for Schwarber, and the Phillies are on top 1-0.
US 19, we have a problem. Wow.
John, the wind is blowing in from right field.
Yeah, it didn't bother that one. See some of the fans up there looking to see where that thing's going to end up. But might end up over that Toyota dealership across the road.
That left the bat 113 miles an hour.
I think it picked up steam as it was going too. Wow, is that impressive.
That is a really cool looking swing.
But, you know, you think about that, if he's your leadoff hitter, how many of those are we going to see? Like, you know, when your pitcher has to use the whole repertoire, because you know it can't just be fastball, 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 get this guy out of the way. You know, don't walk him. He's going to walk a lot. He's also going to do that a lot.
Well, 1 ball and 1 strike to Segura. Batting second here today. 1-2. Last year, 14 home runs, 58 runs batted in. Had a .348 on base percentage. Broke his bat, spins off the mound, and Scope throws him out. All right, so the rest of the Phillies lineup brought to you by Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi, only from Xfinity. Harper's coming up now, and then Castellanos. They had identical .309 batting averages last year. Didi Gregorius is in the lineup at shortstop. Hoskins at first. Bryson Stott starts at third, and then Mickey Moniak in center. You know, we mentioned that this could be the opening day lineup if the Phillies face a right-hander on Friday, but we say that, but Vierling could start against righties or lefties in center field.
Oh, absolutely. You know, and I don't know where that came from, the advantage of righty hitters versus righty pitchers opposed to lefty hitters versus lefty pitchers.
That one's hit well out toward left field. Going back is Castro to the wall, and it's gone off the umbrella in the Tigers bullpen. Bryce Harper with a solo home run. 2 home runs in the inning, and the Phillies are up 2-0.
You know, everyone we've talked to around this club and around baseball, really, you know, this is what could possibly be happening this year for a lot of pitchers. There is no breaks.
With the Phillies, Bryce Harper's OPS in spring training is, I would say that's rock solid.
Well, yeah, you can take that into the season and feel comfortable with your first at bat in the regular season. Oh boy!
Citizen stats leader as Castellanos swings at the first pitch and lines it into left center field.
Only a single, really? And you love this. They're aggressive. You know, Schwarber worked a deep count. He hits a homer. Of course, Bryce is always going to have seemingly deep counts, but he got him early enough in the at bat. And Castellanos swings at the first pitch, base hit. This has a chance to be a pretty special offense if they all stay healthy and play to their capabilities.
JT takes high in the first pitch, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. JT this spring hitting .310 with a home run and 3 runs batted in. And he fouls it back to the screen. It's 1-1.
The thing with this lineup is like, you know, they might get into fights, the team, with each other, wanting to get to the bat rack quick enough. But I mean, when you have a lineup like this, you're enamored with not only who's hitting in front of you, everyone, but also who's hitting behind you, because it's such a deep lineup. The only thing you have to caution yourself with is if you're, look, if you don't have the power of Bryce or Schwarber or Castellanos or them guys, you can't try to hit home run. You can't get caught up in the, gosh, he just hit that 480 feet. I got to try to hit one 500 feet. Just clear the fence. It's plenty. Counts the same. But this, like I said, this could be an exciting lineup, especially now with the DH.
1-2 pitch to JT, and he loops it out to center field. That'll drop in for a hit. And Perdue fields it on one hop. First and second, still one out. And the line keeps on moving for Didi Gregorius.
You got Didi, Reese coming up behind. I mean, where? Bryson Stott's only hitting 500 in the spring. Where's the break? Well, you're Casey Mize, you're probably thinking, golly, I'm a good pitcher. I know that, but there ain't many outs out here. We got excited about a lot of different things with the Phillies. Like I said the other day, they signed Arrieta, we got excited. Then they signed Bryce, a couple years later, a year or two later, and we got excited. But this is just different.
Yeah, this is just adding to all of that.
And look, they're going to go through struggles where they don't score a bunch of runs. But then, they might go a couple games, but then, they might get the next game and score 15. And then score 10, and then score 12, and then score 15 again. I mean, this has the capabilities of being something that the Phillies fans should want to see every single day.
1 ball and 1 strike, and the pitch.
Oh,
Hit sharply the other way. That's a base hit. Castellanos will be held. Castro's throw comes in, cut off by the other Castro. And now the bases are loaded with 1 out in the first. And John, I know it's spring training, but if you're the Tigers, are you a little concerned about what you're seeing from Casey Mize in this, what could be his final start?
Well, they're so concerned that the pitching coach is coming out to speak to him. But, a lot of younger guys, they just want to get their work in. Look, they already told him he's their #1 and he's going to pitch opening day. If they have told him that, he's probably thinking, let me just get my work in and, my last start of spring and get ready to head up to start the major, the regular season. But again, when you take this approach, JT gets 2 strikes. He shortens up, hits a little base hit into center. Castellanos hit a bullet on the first pitch. And then Didi. How many times have we seen Didi go the other way?
Right.
He has no home runs the other way, right, in his life?
He has no home runs the other way.
Well, not his life, but his big league career. He probably hit one in the Little League, I'm sure.
Yeah, maybe.
But, how many times have we seen some of these Phillies hitters, like last year before, not taking what the pitcher gives them and trying to force the issue? Like last year, Didi might have tried to pull that ball. Could have rolled over and hit a double play. But you pass the torch, Tom, with this lineup.
Here's Reese. Reese, 247 last year with 27 home runs. Low, 2-0. And by the way, Eduardo Rodriguez will start opening day, but Mize will be right after him. But you're right. Even that, you're going to get your work in and then get ready to go.
Yeah. Oh, just
powering pop-up. Scope. Infield fly rule was called. Remember the other day, Joe said in the game the other day they weren't going to call any infield fly rules. Today's a little different. Now there are 2 outs.
Look, you'd love to see Reese drive in a couple runs or even 1 run, but that was a good pass at that ball. He just missed it underneath and hit it straight up in the air. But this is what we talk about. You know, now you got 2 outs, but you got a guy who's hitting over 500 this spring coming up, hitting 8th.
Yeah, 522 with Bryson Stott, a home run and 3 runs batted in. And it's 0-1. I don't know if Garneau was crossed up on that.
He might be confused trying to say hi to all the Phillies hitters that have come up this inning, Tom.
Yeah, Stott's number 8 to hit this inning.
Like to see Moniak hit this inning. Nope.
Stott may have gone around. He did. 0-2.
Spring training for everyone, Tom.
Back to the screen behind home plate. A bouncer back toward the middle. Baez will just run to the bag to get Gregorius. And the inning is over. But the Phils do score a couple. They get 5 hits. The 2 runs score on solo home run. Schwarber was first. He rocketed one out to right field. It was a no doubt about home run right off the bat. And then Bryce Harper followed with one the opposite way off the umbrellas in the bullpen. Target practice, everybody. 2-0 Phils as we go to the second here in Clearwater. Top of the second, Aaron Nola's got a 2-0 lead to work with as he'll face Jonathan Schoop, Spencer Torkelson, and Willie Castro. 2 runs on the home runs by Schwarber and Harper. And Nola delivers a fastball in there for a strike.
It has to be 2 of the best arms for second baseman in this game today, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Segura and Schoop. Scoop's got a rifle too.
Schoop played a lot of first base last year. Seems like he's going to be anchored at second base. Talking to Gene the other day, I mean, he knows it. He takes pride in the fact that he's got that arm.
It is a weapon. I mean, that double play they turned the other day with that ball deflected off Eflin and
out to shallow center field, and Moniak is able to make the catch. 1 out. Tonight it's a double dip of action, John, as the Sixers are in Cleveland to take on the Cavs, and the Flyers are in the Big Apple to battle the Rangers. Sixers pregame live gets it started at 5:30 over on NBC Sports Philadelphia Plus. While the Flyers pregame live starts at 6:30 here on the main channel, but you can stream coverage of either game with your My Teams app. Think the Sixers are going to figure it out, John?
I hope. I hope they do.
Here's Torkelson.
I hear people talking about, like, you know, well, maybe they want to lose these games so they don't have to play Brooklyn in the first round.
I mean, would you ever do that?
I wouldn't have thought of it.
No.
But you know, it makes sense. Brooklyn's, you know, with both Durant and Kyrie Irving now being allowed to play, I mean, they're pretty tough. Put it this way, they might be the best playing team ever.
Fouled back to the screen, 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. Fouled back. Torkelson found out yesterday he officially made the team and will be the everyday first baseman. No homers this spring. He's at 261 with 3 runs batted in. I think it was a foregone conclusion that he was going to be the starter at first base. Fouls that one off his leg. That's going to be painful.
A little fun bus ride to Lakeland after this one.
No.
See if it hits the shin guard. Nope, got the knee.
Back to the suite level here at Baycare Ballpark.
Did they have suites at Jack Russell? Do you remember? I don't know if they did.
All right, so I'm trying to picture the press box. If they added anything to the ends of the press, I don't think so. It's been so long. You know, because remember the main press box, and on each side they had the broadcast booths, and I'm wondering if it was for the GMs or if there was something they built in. No, I think it was for the GMs. I don't think they had anything there. Bet you if they had stayed there, they would have made some adjustments and probably put some seats out in the outfield too. 1-2 pitch coming, and a breaking ball outside. 2-2. That field that you guys used to take ground balls on behind the outfield wall, that was something to behold.
Yeah, it was a special place back there.
It really was. You think about the field here, the adjacent half field. How different that is compared to the field behind the outfield wall.
Turf. It was a turf half infield.
Yeah.
Or half. Well, it was an infield. That wasn't a half infield. We had the whole thing, I swear. Yeah, I don't think I ever cursed Larry Bowa more in my life than I did back on that field. He and Book. Every morning.
2-2 pitch. Low. 3-2. And the white sand warning tracks, which if you go over to Jack Russell, it's still there, and the warning tracks are still the same. Noah's got his signs. He had a pretty quick first inning. He's retired the first 4 hitters. 3-2 to Torkelson. I don't think he retired him. That ball is crushed. That's his first home run of the spring. What a catch by the fan leaning over the fence. It's now a 2-1 ball game.
Well, bus ride got a little easier back to Lakeland for Torkelson after that one. But that's the thing, you know, he fouled off what, 4 or 5 pitches with 2 strikes. You know, that's a situation where Aaron has to put him away.
That's 11 pitches, 7 foul balls.
Ooh. I mean, it was running in on him, but I mean, he just got to that quick. Pulled his hands in real nice.
Willie Castro takes a strike. 0-1. Paul Muller just said no suites at Jack Russell. He said the Tiki Bar was outside the park, which is one of the reasons why he never saw a game. Hit on the ground sharply at Segura, who had him played perfectly. Now there are 2 outs. And here's Harold Castro.
A special human, that Muller guy.
Castro's hitting .368 this spring. Strike 1. Ooh, he overpowered him. 0-2. That was a cutter, but it was up a little bit. Kind of tied his hands up.
I think I'd try to go back up there.
I think that's the one pitch he didn't throw to Torkelson. 0-2 pitch. He went around. Well, he did try it again, John. 4 strikeouts for Nola. He does allow a home run in the inning to Torkelson. We head to the bottom of the second here in Clearwater. 2-1 Phillies on top of the Tigers. Second inning, the Phillies lead 2-1. And they'll send Mickey Moniak up to lead things off. Aaron Nola, as he was leaving the field today. So this is what the umpires are charged with, which we didn't know until the other day. We had a call about the rules. So they're not necessarily looking at the gloves anymore.
What, he just wanted to wear it?
They were supposed to just look at the fingertips of the player and under the fingernails. But I'm not sure if they even did that. They're not looking at the caps anymore. At least that's the plan. And I think he was explaining, James Hoy was explaining it to Aaron Nola. Ground ball right side, and Torkelson knocks it down. Moniak runs well, but they're able to get him. One thing that they did explain the other day, John, that they're going to do is that when they have a review that will take place, the umpires will announce what the review is, almost like a referee would do in the National Football League, which I think is great, because a lot of times we're up here thinking, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. I mean, it makes for a fun conversation, but kind of a lost conversation sometimes.
Yeah, and it's always great to hear the umpires' voices too, Tom, just to get a better feel for what type of person they are.
Schwarber homered his first time up. And a breaking ball. That's a slider, and it's 0-1. One ball and one strike. Outside, 2-1. Casey Mize, #1 pick overall. Torkelson, #1 pick overall. Both in the lineup for the Tigers. 3-1.
You ever see anyone that looks as more relaxed at the plate than Schwarber?
He does.
Like he could fall asleep.
3-2.
Bet he wishes he'd have took a pass at that one.
Think he's going to get the same pitch?
No, I doubt it.
Ooh.
Oh, he did. He just missed. Nice
sure
miss.
did.
They wanted that ball away.
Well, maybe he didn't think he was going to get it.
Yeah, surprised him.
Popped up left side. That'll travel out to shallow left field, where Willie Castro, the left fielder's there to make the catch. 2 outs. And Segura's coming up. Join the Phillies family as a season ticket holder for the upcoming season. Packages start with as little as 12 games and include the following benefits: price savings versus single game tickets, postseason ticket access, flexible season ticket exchange and donation program. Go to Phillies.com/season to learn more and purchase your tickets. Segura takes inside. He grounded out to second base his first time up. Low. What are you going after the game today? You going back to watch volleyball, or what are you doing?
No, going home. Come back whenever.
We're going to play Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah. I'll be back.
And then you're driving to Philly? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
2-1. Ground ball back to the box. Mize flags it down. And the Phillies are retired 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits, nobody left. 2-1 Phillies on top as we go to the third here in Clearwater, Florida. Team's opening day game and compete to win $100,000 with MLB opening day pick'em. See rules and enter at MLB.com/pick'em. Restrictions
Phillies.
apply.
I'm picking the Phillies.
Are you?
Opening day.
Against the A's, and we're not totally sure who they're going to face pitching wise because Manaea was traded to the Padres earlier today. He was scheduled to be the opening day pitcher for the A's.
Who did Oakland get?
A couple prospects, but number 10 and number 12 ranked prospects for the Padres.
Well, and the way their farm system has been lately, those are probably pretty good players.
They have 1,000 pitchers in their rotation, the Padres do.
Yeah.
Although somebody just went on the injured list, they announced after the trade. There's a strike and it's 0-1.
They just can't keep pitchers healthy over there.
Garneau went around. Clevenger, knee injury.
Wow.
Popped up left side. Segura says he has it, and he waits for it, makes the catch. 1 out. That's actually a tough one for them because he was coming back from an arm injury. Here's Victor Reyes playing right field today for the Tigers. Man, it's beautiful out right now.
It is perfect.
Was not good yesterday. Pitch is low, 1 ball and no strikes. Our producer Jeff Halleckman and our director Nick Marquetta, we didn't even know if they were going to show up for the game today. It was so nice out. 1-0 pitch. Ball's popped up foul and out of play. And it's 1-1.
Got my window up today. I have to pay attention. Foul balls. Yep.
If it's open. 1 and 2. Why didn't you have it open the other day? You just didn't get it open?
Well,
it's heavy.
It is heavy. And
Ruben couldn't open his.
It was very windy, and I didn't want everything flying all over the place.
It was very windy. So here we are up in the booth. It's our center field look that you're going to see in a second. Reyes, he's down on strikes. Here you go. It's Tom, our statistician. He's got his window open. He's always got his window open.
I got mine open. I had to check, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very.
Show everybody how you checked real quick. See if we can get the camera back on. This is how he checked. Yeah, that's how he checked.
Well, how is she going to check?
Swing and a miss by Baddoo. Well, usually you can do the eye check and see if it's open or not.
What did Reyes do? I was checking my window.
He struck out swinging. A 1 pitch. Inside, 1-1. Can't tell if Larry and the part-timer have their windows open or closed. I think they have them open. 1-1 pitch coming. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Who's the part-timer?
I mean Scott and the part-timer. I mean.
Oh, now I get it.
Yeah. Guess if you're going to tell the story, you should probably tell it with the facts the right way, right? And the 1-2 from Nola. Swing and a miss. Aaron Nola has 6 strikeouts here this afternoon through 3 innings of work in his final tune-up. And after today, Johnny will be heading to Clearwater Beach to kind of soak in the Rays. What else would he do? There's Scott, the part-timer. Hey, Joe Gaines is here. Answers right after today's game. Check out the live Phillies Talk podcast live right here in Clearwater. Stream it on our social channels and on NBCSportsPhiladelphia.com. Bryce Harper leads things off. Harper homered his first time up. He lines that one out to left center field. They're not going to get it. It's fielded on one hop by Baddoo. Harper's hustling to second base, and he's there sliding. He's got a home run and a double here this afternoon.
Halfway there, Tom. I think that just shows you how strong Bryce is. That ball got in on him, and he just fought it off into the gap in left center. Look at this swing. He brings his hands in. He gets in on him a little bit. He just, Tony Gwynn filleted that thing into the gap. What a beautiful piece of hit.
Well, he's in scoring position now for Castellanos. The Phillies now with 6 hits through 3 innings, or into the 3rd inning. Castellanos takes a breaking ball, and it's on the outside corner, 0-1. He singled on the first pitch his first time up.
Yeah, Mize goes right to the off-speed pitch.
I don't know if he's going to get a fastball. He might get a show-me fastball, but that's it.
Yeah, I just hope that the show-me fastball's a mistake down the middle.
Way upstairs, 1-2.
Keen insight for the game you have, Tom.
Thank
you.
you.
The waste fastball.
Thank you.
Now what?
Well, now he's going to throw him a slider.
Yeah, I would think. Shoot that baby the other way, Nick. Another show-me fastball. That's why pitch counts are up, Tom.
I think it's interesting that they play him to pull in the infield, and he told us the other day that he's still working on being a pull hitter.
Maybe they didn't read the article.
Well, could be. I think that hurt a little bit.
Yeah. You know what happened last time a guy hit a ball off his leg?
Hit it out of the ballpark.
He did.
Real Muto on deck. And a high fly ball to left center field. It's deep. Baddoo going back. He got to the spot, makes the catch. Harper's tagging from second. The throw goes toward third. It's cut off by Baez. Good. 1 out here in the 3rd inning.
Job well done. Plus, he just missed it.
That's out on Thursday.
Oh, gosh, yes. Charlie down there. Give him a little fist bump. Man loves hitting, don't he?
He does. He loves that pullover, too. Here's Charlie.
Old Chuck.
Infield hit for the Tigers. Bounced on the ground to second base, and Scope will throw out JT, so Harper can't score. 2 outs for Didi.
Fantasy camp this year, old Charlie and Larry Boa were pretty much every morning holding court, telling stories and
Now they coached together, right? They
yeah, oh yeah,
okay.
yeah. You can't separate those
No.
two. No, maybe they did. I don't know.
No, I think they were together again. Like, who did you coach with?
David Hollins.
Right. So you've been with
Forever.
Yeah. And Didi's hit by that pitch, so he'll take first. Never like to see Didi get hit after his injuries last year.
Where'd I get him at though? In the tricep?
Thought
It
it
looked
got
like.
him in the arm, yeah.
Yeah, just above that elbow pad. I'll tell you this, you get hit by a pitch, and I didn't get hit by a lot, but when you get hit by one in spring training, it seems to hurt more.
Because you're annoyed too?
No, not annoyed. It's just, yeah, I guess it does chap you a little bit.
Hoskins lifts it out towards center, playable for Baddoo. And the inning is over. Phillies threaten again against Casey Mize, but unable to score in this inning like they did in the first inning. We played 3. We're on to the 4th. The Phillies still up 2-1. Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDealer.com. Beautiful day here in Clearwater, Florida, out on the berm. One more game left here before the Phillies take on the Rays on Wednesday and then head north.
That'll be a big one.
12:35 on Wednesday, John. Not that you're going to be there because you're going to be already heading north, but just so you're aware.
I might stop in and watch
You
where they
can
play
listen to it at the Trop, St. Petersburg. You can listen to it on your drive.
How?
It's going to be on the radio, on the internet.
Internet in your car?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can listen to MLB.com. You can listen to the app. I'm confusing you.
Oh my God.
Robbie Grossman will lead it off. Your buddy Kevin Stocker is going to be doing the game. Swing and a miss.
Maybe I'll just have Stock text me.
I'm doing it with him.
Let me know what's going on. Well, both of you can text me and let me know what's going on. I'll fill you in where I'm at. Now, 10 miles from Ocala.
No balls and 2 strikes. There's a strike 3 called. He came in with a fastball to get Grossman for the second time. 7 strikeouts for Nola this afternoon. And Javier Baez, the batter.
Is this the old patented two-seamer? Yes,
Two-seamer.
indeed.
I think it's been his best pitch this spring. You know, because we know what the curveball is.
Yep.
But I think he's throwing it. I mean, maybe it's just me. We seem to have watched a lot of Nola's starts, but I think he's throwing his two-seamer more. Now that's a changeup.
It's such
a good pitch.
It's such a good pitch to lefties. And, you know, last year it seemed like it was hit or miss from game to game, whether he had it or not, and can command it.
One ball and 1 strike. Slow bouncer toward third. Stott charges, takes a nice clean hot, throws on the run, and it's dug out by Hoskins. That'll make Bobby Dickerson happy because they've been working on all of those plays with Bryson Stott. I mean, he's a shortstop by trade, so you figure he can come in and make a play like that.
You know, athletes figure it out, Tom, and when, you know, most shortstops are athletic, you would think, and it's just a great play. Look, he didn't rush it. That was the key. You know, a lot of guys on a play like that would, you know, try to be as quick from glove to hand, and he just made sure the transfer was smooth and trust your first baseman.
Just saw Bobby Dickerson in the dugout, who is the loudest man in spring training. It's usually Boa, but it's Bobby this spring, in a good way.
Louder than.
He's louder than Bo.
Wow.
In a good way.
Yeah, he's probably happy to be back.
Ball's popped up behind home plate. It's not like the other day where it's going to come back into the field of play. And a strike 3 called. He got him looking. 8 strikeouts through 4 innings for Aaron Nola. You know, location's been really good with the fastball. Nothing, I mean, except for the home run. He's been moving it up and down. I don't think Jonathan Scope thought that was in the zone. Dan Sonia thought it was. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Phillies up 2-1. Bank Park, a McDonald's opening night. Fans 15 and older will receive a Bryce Harper MV3 t-shirt when the Phils match up against the A's. That's Saturday, April 9th at 4:05. Don't miss the special pregame recognition for our MVP as well. Visit Phillies.com to purchase your tickets for the celebration. Bryson Stott leads it off. He takes a breaking ball, and I guess it was in. 1 ball, no strikes.
He knows his zone, Tom.
Looked like a pretty good pitch.
Yeah, but if he doesn't swing, it's a ball.
Good point.
Maybe not.
1-1. This kid looks like a pitcher, doesn't he?
He does. Like saying, look, you know, perfect mechanics, just the way he presents himself on the mound. Like if you watched him play like when he was a kid and he was playing maybe shortstop, you'd think, oh, I bet he could pitch. He just looks like one.
2-2, just a bit inside.
We'll let you know.
93 on that 4-seam fastball. And Stott lines it foul.
Oh.
Everybody okay?
Well, they had to scatter, yeah, but they got the ball.
That one's fouled back over our head.
Yep, the window is open.
Can't take it for granted anymore that no ball is coming in here. Game of baseball's changed. Foul balls come into the booth now.
Maybe they're cutting back on the launch angle.
Huh.
Foul balls are a little lower.
Some of the sights here in Clearwater. Beers of the world. 6-3 on the putout of Stott. That's the first out here in the 4th inning. And Mickey Moniak is due up. Moniak grounded out to the first baseman his first time up. At a pitch high, it's 1-0. Good crowd today. You know, there wasn't supposed to be a game today because the Phillies were going to be playing up in
Houston, right?
Well, they're playing in Houston today, right? Ball's pulled, just fouled down the right field line by Moniak.
Houston and then
I forget now. Washington?
Yep.
So this was an ad after the strike was settled. So it's nice to see everybody here. Two and one. That one's pulled foul again. Two former #1 picks overall going at it here. Mize for the Tigers, Moniak for the Phils. And a high fly ball to deep right field. That's going to take a ride. A solo home run from Moniak, his 4th of the spring. And the Phillies are on top 3-1.
He kept that one fair.
He sure did.
Wow.
I don't know if it's as far as Schwarber's, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, that went over that second fence back over there. Tell you what, if 8 and 9 join the party with the rest of them, it's going to be fun. A beautiful swing by Moniak. Just fastball. He didn't overswing, try to kill it, just meet it. Big enough, strong enough to hit that ball a long way.
Yeah, 426 was the estimated distance on that one. Schwarber's went a little farther than that.
Schwarber might still be rolling if it didn't hit a car.
0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And Schwarber strikes out for the 2nd out. That's a pretty good off-speed pitch from Mize. But that's his first strikeout of the day.
And that's a beautiful thing to see if you're the Phillies. The guy's not striking out, putting balls in play.
Segura takes for ball 1. Segura is 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice, once to second, once to the mounds. Breaking ball. Dan Iasonia has the camera on the back of his mask today. Umpire is going to be wearing a camera at times this year. There you go. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. I shouldn't say that's the camera. The camera's on the front, but that's the apparatus to make the camera work. They've been wearing it throughout the course of spring training, testing it out. 3-2. Fouled back to the screen, and it remains 3-2 to Segura. I think Joe is. There might be games where Segura does bat second. You know, I know we've seen Real Muto there a lot, but I think Segura's going to bat second some too. I don't think there's anything wrong with that either.
No. You know, we've seen it with even when he faces a guy like DeGrom. It's breaking balls and breaking balls and breaking balls, you know. And you put Gene at second with, you know, in front of or behind Schwarber and in front of Bryce and Castellanos, and you know, he's probably going to get a lot of fastballs. There's a breaking ball there, and he popped it up.
Out to shallow left center field. Perdue, the center fielder's there. He makes the call and the catch. The 4th inning comes to a close. The Phillies, though, add another one on a home run by Mickey Moniak. Pretty sweet swing. Got a high fastball, and he did not miss it. We'll head to the top of the 5th inning. It's the Phillies 3 and the Tigers 1. Gear up for an early season NL East showdown as the New York Mets come to Citizens Bank Park to take on the Phils. It begins Monday, April 11th at 6:45 with the Irish Heritage Celebration. And then the series culminates on Wednesday the 13th at 1:05. Visit Phillies.com to purchase your tickets. Jacob deGrom has a stress reaction in his arm, and Max Scherzer has a hamstring issue that he's dealing with. So we don't know if we won't see deGrom, but we don't know if we'll even see Scherzer. As we start the top of the 5th inning, Torkelson has accounted for the only run for the Tigers on a long home run.
Not sure I'll be upset about that.
The deGrom one, that's concerning.
Yeah.
For if you're the Mets.
It's always been his elbow, right?
Yeah. Well, I shouldn't say that. There may have been shoulder issues, but nothing like this. You never wish injury on anybody.
No.
1 ball and 1 strike. There's a fastball in the inside corner. It's 1-2.
All right, now here's where Aaron couldn't finish Torkelson last time up. Got ahead 2 strikes. He fouled off how many pitches?
Yeah.
And then decided to hit a homer.
It was 11 pitches, 7 foul balls. That was Garrett Stubbs, who was not warming up to come in on the mound. He's just throwing in the pen. I don't know. Maybe they're seeing if he can be the 14th pitcher on the roster.
Emergency?
Yeah. Two balls, 2 strikes. Nola so far 8 strikeouts through 4 innings. And the pitch. Curveball hits sharply on 1 hop. Glove side for Stott. And he throws across the diamond in time for the first out. You know, the home run's the only ball that's really hit hard today.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this has been good. You know, like you said, that one long at bat by Torkelson to hit the solo homer. But other than that, he's been pretty efficient. There's the big one. No walks, 8 strikeouts. No walks.
Ball's popped up behind home plate. Real Muto makes the catch, and there are 2 outs. And Harold Castro is the hitter. Castro struck out in his first plate appearance. Just a bit outside. That's the 60th pitch of the day.
Think this is it? No one warming up.
I think he's being stretched to 75 today. I think. Joe always throws a neighborhood number at you. You know what I mean? Like they're going to try to get to X or Y, but you know the term up and down has been used a lot recently in baseball.
The up downs?
The up down. Maybe it was used before, but it's talked about more. That's the more important part of it, not the pitches. Gary Jones lets that one go by.
Smart man.
Former Phil's AAA manager. Going to be the first base coach for the Tigers this year. Three infielders on the right side, and the count 1-2. Could have been.
Could have.
Curveball pulled on the ground softly to first.
We got a guy there.
Yeah, we do. 3-1 on the put out. If it is it for Nola, it's 5 really good innings. But he may be out there one more time. We'll keep an eye on who's warming up. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 3-1. Phillies on top. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Pennsylvanians are scratching their way to fun thanks to Pennsylvania Lottery scratch-offs. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Hello, John Kruk. I'm Tom McCarthy. There's the Zach Wheeler batter. He threw a simulated game yesterday. How'd we do in volleyball, John? Did we win?
Yeah, she got a kill to win it.
Man.
14 to play the 3rd game to 15, so it's 15-12.
Oh, man. Bryce Harper golfs one to deep right field, and it is off the top of the wall. Did he catch it? He caught it. Oh, man. Well, that's where the wind played a factor right there. How about the way that they were selling it out there, Reyes? Woo! Look at Harper.
Oh, the way Reyes went after that, you thought that was way out.
I thought it was way out, and the fact that he was able to right here. Look at that. Ready?
That ain't right.
I think he did think it was way. Well, I thought it was way out.
Yeah, I think Bryce did too.
That's funny. All right, so that's it for Casey Mize. And Michael Fulmer is going to be the new pitcher for the Tigers. We mentioned that the wind is coming in. That's why those home runs were pretty impressive anyway, including Harper's the opposite way. I think the wind may have gotten that one and brought it back a little bit. Pitching change for the Tigers.
Yeah, it is.
Phillies are on top 3-1. We'll be back after this. Nick Castellanos and Kyle Schwarber to Citizens Bank Park this spring. The Welcome to Philly Flash Sale offers $8 and $12 tickets to select April and May games, starting with the Mets series on April 11th. Act fast as the offer expires tonight at 11:59. Order now at phillies.com/flash sale. Casey Mize was just pointing and laughing as he went to the dugout. 77 pitches. He gave up 3 solo home runs. He thought he had given up a 4th one to Harper. As Nick Castellanos will face Michael Fulmer, who thought that pitch was a strike, but it wasn't, and it's 1-0. Castellanos is 1 for 2. Two balls and no strikes. Fulmer last year, 52 games, had a 2.97 ERA. Was a really good starting pitcher, but now is working out of the bullpen for the Tigers. Three balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss. 3-2. And he's down on strikes for the 2nd out of the inning. Boy, the 2nd strikeout for the Phils today. And that'll bring JT up. He's 1 for 2. Mize went 4 2/3, and he allowed 7 hits and the 3 runs. Didn't walk anybody, hit 1. On the outside corner.
So is Fulmer now just a bullpen guy, or?
Yeah.
Wow.
Towering pop-up.
Tell you what, he was impressive when he first came over there, right?
Yeah, from the Mets. Curveball, and that's outside. He had 14 saves last year. And a line drive out towards center field. That'll be in for a base hit for Real Muto. A 2-out single. Yeah, that'll bring Didi Gregorius up.
You know, you hear people say, hey, with 2 outs, you'd like to, if you're going to get a hit, you'd like to be an extra base hit. But with the power in this lineup, it's like an extra base hit with.
It is. Popped up outside of first base line. Torkelson says he has it, leans in, makes the catch. And the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit. 1 man left. Pretty good play by Torkelson. 5 in the books here in Clearwater, Florida. He'll get some high fives, low fives, and he'll get a baseball to warm up. We're moving on to the top of the 6th inning here in Clearwater, and Aaron Nola is going to begin his 6th inning of work. He has 8 strikeouts through 5. He's allowed just a home run to Spencer Torkelson. That's the only hit today. And Garneau will lead it off. No other changes for the Phillies. Kyle Schwarber was out loosening up Aaron Nola.
Former catcher.
Yep. Tyler Carr is warming up in the bullpen. So this may be 1 batter and that's it for Nola. Part of that whole up and down thing.
Yeah, I like those. They're great.
Way to play along, Johnny. Garneau popped out to shortstop his first time up. Just outside. 1-1. When's the next volleyball match start?
Well,
it's got to go right after, right? Maybe a little bit of a break.
3.
25 minutes from now.
Nope.
Little spinner.
That's coming back.
It might. It might. Reese is waiting.
Kick it. Lenny Randall. Nope.
1-2.
Such a nice guy.
Lenny
Reese.
Randall?
No, Reese. He just,
He wasn't going to blow it over like Lenny did. Larry was pitching that day when he did that. Larry Anderson.
Well, yeah, I mean, but, that was the dead ball era. Back in the 20s.
Back in the dead ball era. A 1-2 pitch. Pulled foul. And a strike 3 called. 9 strikeouts for Nola as he gets Garneau looking for the first out here in the 6th inning. And Victor Reyes is due up. Here comes Caleb Cotham. So that's going to be it for Nola. So it's not about the number of pitches. No. It's about getting himself up and down. 5
of the 9 strikeouts looking.
Right.
That's a beautiful thing. That means his stuff is moving.
Yeah, so he is set to go and ready for opening day. Weather won't be exactly the way it is today when the Phillies open, but hopefully Aaron Nola is exactly the way he was today on opening day. Nice round of applause for the fans who have come to watch him.
Well deserved.
This is the last strikeout that he recorded. Great command this afternoon. 1 out here in the 6th. We got a pitching change. mentioned there have been a lot of looking strikeouts. He had great movement today, John.
He did, Tom, and that's it. You know, again, this is the way Aaron has to pitch, with great movement, but get ahead, and that's what he did today. And he got, you know, some aggressive swings by the Tigers hitters, but you look at the repertoire that he had. That changeup right there for a strikeout, that two-seamer that he seemed to command really well today against both righties and lefties to get strikeouts looking. Would have to think that he has to be going into Friday's start feeling pretty good about where he is at physically and mentally.
Yeah, 70 pitches. We said they wanted him to be around 75 today.
It's the haircut.
Yeah,
Gotta be the haircut. Bryce with a homer today. He's
got a haircut.
Castellanos got a base hit. He's got a haircut. Schwarber, short hair. I think that's the way to go.
Jonathan Hennigan is the new pitcher for the Phillies. He did not get his hair cut this past offseason. Made it as high as Double-A last season. 0-3 is 7.04 ERA. 2-1. Low, ball 3. Baddoo waiting on deck. And ball 4. That's the first walk issue today by the Phils. And back to the top of the order for the Tigers with Baddoo, who has struck out twice and is probably happy that Aaron Nola is out of this game.
Yeah, not many times a lefty wants to see a lefty, but when you pitch the way Aaron Nola pitched against him, you don't mind seeing anyone other than him. But strike one would be a good pitch.
Strike one would be good. Set the tone. And a fastball on the outside corner. It's 0-1.
Just makes life so much easier if you throw strike one.
Fly ball left field, pretty well hit. Castellanos going back toward the wall, and it's gone. It carried right on out of the ballpark, and just like that, we're tied up at 3. A little opposite field power by Baddoo. That's his 3rd home run of the spring. Got some Tiger fans here.
Yeah, you know, not a long drive from Lakeland. I could have picked some of them up on my way here.
Yes, you could have. You got that pretty deep.
Yeah, that ball's traveling out there to left today. I didn't think he got all that one. I don't think Castellanos thought he got it.
Grossman hits one out toward left. It's not as deep, and Castellanos makes the catch, and there are 2 outs. And Javier Baez coming up. Phillies took Hennigan out of Texas State.
Is that where the movie was made? What is that movie? When the guy took over and they had to just beg people to come play football.
Which was it? Was it North Texas State or something like that? I don't remember.
I think what's his name? Scott
Bakula
was the quarterback that they came and got, and he was like 20 years older than everyone.
I think that was Necessary Roughness, John.
Yeah. Female place kicker.
You're right. Kathy Ireland.
Is that who that was?
Yes. It was Texas State University, the Fighting Armadillos.
Yeah.
Hey,
great movie.
Your memory is just hysterical. Swing and a miss by Baez.
Yeah, with everything that's gone out of my brain, why would that stay in it?
Really?
There's something wrong.
Or right, depending on how you look at it.
Well, I don't think taking that information into the remainder of my latter years is something that
what if you went
going to be handy.
You went on a game show or something like that?
That ain't happening.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you did,
maybe I'll have recall.
They're not called the armadillos, though, in real life. Just in make-believe. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ball's hit on the ground left side. Segura's up with it. And Baez is taken care of. 4-3 on the putout from the shortstop side. Tigers do tie it up on the 2-run home run by Baddoo. Middle of the 6th inning. Tigers 3, Phillies 3. 6th inning, we're tied up at 3. Joe Girardi's ready to go for his bottom of the 6th inning interview. And Jose Cisnero is taking over for the Tigers. Joe, your starting pitcher was pretty darn good today.
Yeah, really good. I mean, we could have pushed him a little bit further, but you know, he got into the 6th, one more inning than we were counting on, so we stopped him. You know, we had him at 75 to 70, but that extra, you know, getting up another inning, we want to make sure he's strong going into Friday.
His movement was really good today.
Yeah, and I thought his location was good, and I thought he pitched in well today to the right-handed hitters as well. So we really liked what we saw. How many strikeouts did he have?
He finished with 9.
That's
9
pretty good.
strikeouts.
That's really good.
5 looking, Joe. That tells you that he's pretty good.
That's
pretty
deception
close.
is what that is, John.
Yep. Good movement too, though. You know what I like too? He threw his 2-seamer to both righties and lefties.
Yeah, I love that too, right? Because sometimes to those righties you can get some quick ground ball outs, and that's how pitchers get deep into games.
Yeah, and give up. You know, they could give up on that pitch. They see it out of the hand. They say, okay, that's away, and then it comes back. And
yeah. You get both, you know, things that can happen and really help you out.
Joe, what did you leave him with when he went to the offseason last year? What did you say, hey, we need to, or did Caleb do? What did you say to him? I mean, because he was really good a lot of the time, but I know location for some of his pitches was important.
I think it's consistent location, right? I mean, we've seen him strike out 11 or 12 guys in a game, and then there's other games where he's missing a little bit and they're fouling pitches off and getting the long counts, and you know, then there's some damage done. So it's just finishing the hitter. He adjusted a little bit. He's standing a little taller on the rubber and not sinking as low. Oh,
that's way up there. It's going to stay in the yard, though. Castro makes the grab.
And that's what Caleb and they have worked on. And, you know, you hope it pays true dividends for him. You tried to get him more to where he wasn't. You know, they talked about 17 and 18. You know, he was sitting on that back leg a little bit more the last couple of years. And we tried to, you know, Caleb saw that and tried to make the adjustment.
Joe, you know what I think, too, was impressive with Aaron is, you know, last year, admittingly from him, he had trouble putting guys away once he got 2 strikes. He had that situation with Torkelson where he had 2 strikes, there was a bunch of foul balls, and then eventually the home run. But then that was it. He settled in and like, okay, that's out of the way. Now let's focus on what we got.
Yeah, the at-bat that Torkelson put on him is as good as a bat as I've seen all year. You know, this spring, right? He fouled off a number of different pitches, curveballs, fastballs, his changeup. But what I liked is he went and got him the next time, right? And he got a ground ball to third, so he made the little adjustment. My guess is the fastball he threw that he hit the home run didn't get in as far as he wants, and sometimes 3-2 it's tough to do that because, you know, when you go in, it's either on the corner or ball, right? Or hitters can do a lot of damage. My guess is it got just a little bit too much of the plate, but I thought, you know, from here watching, Torkelson pulled his hands in pretty good.
Very well, yes. And that, if not, that's a jam shot, probably blooper to start at third.
Well, you know, if you're a hitter, we like to get it over the third, and that bat dies a hero, right?
This ball forward to Bryson Stott. So, Joe, I know that yesterday Wheeler got to throw. It wasn't in a game, but it was a game kind of situation. Are you feeling better about the first 5 guys? I know not as deep as you'd like them to be, but are you feeling better about their health?
Yeah, I am. You know, Ranger has thrown well, and you know, we like, you know, we wish he could go farther in games, but we like where he's at right now. And the fact that Zach came back and felt well today is great. You know, in the long run, you know, I try to look at both sides. It may end up helping these guys, right? That they're not built up so much, you know, because we want to play past October 1st, and 2nd and 3rd and 4th and 5th. We want to keep going. So it may end up being, you know, a blessing for some of these guys.
1 ball, no strikes to Moniak. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1. He went pretty good earlier in the game.
Yes, he did. And that was a good at bat too. You know, he fouled off a couple breaking balls, line drives, foul. He ended up hitting a home run, I think, over the back fence there.
Oh yeah.
It's a long home run. So he's looked really good this spring as well.
We're just showing the home run now, and he takes the 1-1, and it misses. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
I seen John do that a few times.
No.
And I put the pitches down. I used to say, what am I doing?
I don't know if I've ever hit one over that second fence.
Oh, I'm sure you did, John.
Fantasy camp.
Yeah.
You know what, Joe? When I watched Moniak, the couple games that I've done, he looks like he feels like he belongs.
Now this could be trouble.
Yeah, that could be trouble.
Yeah.
Castro, it's trouble. Yep, it's gone.
Now I've seen John do that too, right? And I called that pitch as well.
I've seen him do that. Yeah. Well, that's a pretty good swing. I mean.
Well, I mean, he saw what Harp did his second at bat and said, you know, I got to play the wind a little bit better than Harp did.
Yeah. I was in home run mode with Harper's.
Oh, I thought it was way gone.
Oh, I did too.
That boy, Mickey. That boy, Bryson. You know what's been fun to watch this camp is the improvement in our kids, right? I mean, you remember the spring training that Stott had last year.
Yes.
And Mickey, and the improvement, you know, where they got to play, right? They got to play last year, and how important that is to their development. And the other thing I like about Mickey is he's more physical this year, right? It's like he's starting to fill out a little bit. And, you know, I said to him today, I said, you got to keep your weight up, you got to keep your strength up. And it's paying huge dividends for him.
Well, it's giving you options too, Joe. I mean, in a lot of ways. I mean, Vierling's played really well in center field.
Yeah.
And can play against righties and lefties, but I mean, if you need to, you have a guy that's left-handed that can face right-handers.
Well, and here's the other thing, right? It's a long season, right? And we're opening up with 13 in a row, and guys aren't where they would be after a normal spring training, as many games as they can play in a row. And you know, I think the depth of our team and the way these guys are playing is going to help as well. Where these guys, they're not running to the ground the first 2 weeks, and you end up with an injury because you're playing too much. So I really like what we've done here.
You know, Joe, I personally think that that's an advantage to those guys like that might be platooning and, you know, like you said, playing all those consecutive days to start the season with a shortened spring. How many guys have you seen that they break camp with the team and they might get 1 or 2 at bats in, you know, a week or so?
Right.
And they're right back to being rusty again.
Right. And that's important that you get everyone involved, right? Right from the beginning as much as you can.
That was short.
That hit Danny too. Ouch. Home plate umpire Danny. That everyone gets involved, because you know at some point that you're going to need everybody, and probably more than you even got here, right? I mean, that's the nature of this game, because we play every day and guys get nicked up. So I think, you know, you start being able to move guys around and keep them fresh. And I think they're more productive offensively. They move better defensively, and it's a real plus.
2-2 to Schwarber, and he takes low, ball 3. Joe, has this sped up spring training? Has it taught you anything after all your years that maybe we can do it this way moving forward, whether it be for the pitchers, whether it be for the hitters? There's something that you can take away from this that might be advantageous in the future?
Yeah, that I can think faster than I thought. You know, I'm not really sure. I guess time will tell. You know, like if we did it the right way, in a sense. You know, I think this is new kind of for everyone, in a sense. You know, we did have the COVID shortened spring training.
Right.
But you didn't have to play 162 games. I mean, that's the big difference. So, oh, hold on. Caleb's getting rung here. Let me give him his walkie-talkie. But you know, I think position players will a lot of times tell you that they don't need all these at-bats, you know, 60 at-bats. Some guys like them, but I think, you know, they would tell you they're ready after about 2.5, 3 weeks, and the pitchers need a little bit more. So we might learn something about preserving some innings for your pitchers is what we might learn is actually advantageous.
1-0 is low. 2-0. And you explained it pretty good today with the media. You get 28 guys to start the year, so that's going to allow you to bring more pitchers, which can give you the piggyback option, but also bring an extra fielder or two as well.
Well, yeah, and I think we're leaning towards 15 pitchers. I talked about maybe doing 16. We're probably leaning towards 15 in a sense, and we got a bunch of guys that we can piggyback with and eat up innings if we need innings eaten up. So that's a good thing. And I think those guys are pretty stretched out, and we like the way they've thrown the ball. So the big thing is to get our 1-inning relievers ready.
Joe, when you guys played these makeup doubleheaders, Houston and the Nationals, is it going to be like it was where you can bring up an extra pitcher or so?
That's a great question. We don't have any until July. So I imagine that the second time we play Washington, I don't know. I imagine you will be able to, but at that time it'll be a 26-man roster.
Right.
And I'm sure they'll go back to those same rules where you can bring up the one guy for the doubleheader, which I always like. And that's been one thing that I've tried to convince people, and again, I've gotten nowhere, right? That a lot of times they'll bring up a starting pitcher to start the second game, right, or the first game, so you keep your guys on rotation. I really believe that you should be able to bring up one starting pitcher if you want anytime in the next 5 days. Because let's say you're in a big division rival and you want to throw 2 of your guys, and they're both available, right? Then you can stick that extra guy in a sense, maybe later down the road a few days to get those guys back on turn. So that's been one thing I wished we could do.
It's actually not a bad idea.
Not just a hat rack, Joe.
Yeah.
That's very astute.
That's smart. I like that.
Yeah.
And they don't listen to that?
I haven't made any progress yet. Because I don't know, maybe you feel like teams are manipulating too much in a sense, but it has to be a starting pitcher. It has to be, right? Or one pitcher. You might bring up a guy to throw 3 or 4 innings. He's one of those long relievers. And then you can throw 2 of your guys.
All right, I got Manfred on speed dial, Joe. I'm on it for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, how big is Alvarado today, just to get out there?
Oh, it's really big. I'm going to have my fingers crossed as we watch. And, in his outing the other day, he threw pretty well. I think the first hitter, he was a little rusty, but then after that, he seemed to settle down. So we're going to let Stubbsy catch him because Stubbsy's never caught him in a game, and got his stuff's electric.
Saving JT's hand, too, aren't you?
Who do we got pitching here?
This is Ronnie Garcia.
Okay.
I'm sure he throws 95 to 100 with movement.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit more comfortable bat for a left-hander because he seems to have that 3/4 angle.
Joe, where numbers are a little dicey?
Yes.
So, the ball Bryce hit that we thought was a home run, the right fielder caught it?
Yes.
It was actually hit harder than the home run. Now, as a former player, which one would you prefer?
The one that went over the fence? It's like, John, I got a lot of hits hitting at about 42, right down this third base line, topping them.
Yeah.
I loved them.
Yeah. Well, Garcia last year pitched in 2 games. He delivers away, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
I mean, as hitters, you care about hits. You don't care about velocity off the bat. And I know in evaluating players that's obviously important because the harder you hit it, the more chance you have of getting a hit. But as hitter, we care about hits. He may have learned something.
Yeah, that one's
he
the
might have learned
opposite
something.
way, and it's going to be out of the yard. Second opposite field home run for Bryce Harper. And the Phillies add to their lead. It's 7-2 here in the 6th inning.
I love when guys learn from each other. I really do.
Excuse me, 7-3. Man, he has hit the ball well.
Yeah, he's had a great spring.
He sure has.
Had a baby.
Well, here's Castellanos, who is 1 for 3 today. Joe, do you have any information about that communication in the minor leagues between the pitcher and the catcher? How are they?
Oh, we've used it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about the wristband.
Yeah.
We actually kind of like it, right? Because it's not that hard to do, and I think the more you do it, it's going to get a lot easier. You know, JT likes it, and I think some of our pitchers like it, right? Because I tell you what, you spend a lot of time paying attention to the guy at second base, the first base coach, the third base coach. That if they use that, we don't need to worry about it nearly as much.
Explain it a little bit, Joe. Like what the pitcher,
So they push a button, and you have to push a button twice. It has all the pitches,
wow.
And then it will give you the pitch first, and then you push the button again, and it will give you location.
Wow.
So it's actually pretty good.
It is. It's amazing what this game has been able to do. Well, Joe, we appreciate it as always.
Thank you, guys. And Tuesday, right?
Tuesday's our last one. It's our last hurrah. Unless you want to do it during the regular season, but I think you'll be too busy.
I look forward to it.
All right, thanks. buddy. 7-3 the score. We'll go to the 7th inning. Jose Alvarado's coming on. They're on top 7-3. They got 2 in the first inning on home runs by Schwarber and Bryce Harper. And then after 1 in the 4th, they got 4 in the bottom of the 6th. And Bryce homered again. So did Mickey Moniak. Jose Alvarado is the new pitcher for the Phillies. Here's Bryce's first home run. Kind of a carbon copy from one to the other off the umbrella in the bullpen. And now home run number 2, opposite way again. Pretty sweet swing. And Bryce joins us. Bryce, I have to admit, I was in home run mode with the one out in right field, too, just so you know.
Yeah, definitely. I thought I got it. That's all I'm going to say.
And then he casually caught it, which was like, hey, I got it. It's no big deal.
That's a little tough to swallow right there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your swing looks really good right now. I mean, I guess at this point, we're in the last week. You guys came in ready to go from an offensive standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, I think just going up there and trying to see as many pitches as possible. I didn't really do that today, but just trying to get in deep into situations in the batter's box, kind of just seeing all pitches, all situations, and jumping on pitches when I can. And if I can get at least 30 to 40 at bats in spring, that's when I usually feel pretty good and ready to go.
So you're all for this short spring training, ain't you, Bryce?
Hey, anything to get me back up to Philly as quick as possible.
Yeah. Well, here's Alvarado, and his first pitch is high. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Bryce, I know everybody leaned on you for comments about the signings and stuff like that before the signings took place, but now that you see it and have played in it, what's it feel like to have this protection around you?
Yeah, I mean, just like today, we were all sitting in the dugout, and I mean, when Rhys Hoskins is your 7-hole hitter, I mean, it's pretty impressive. I mean, especially what Stott's doing and Mickey, what he's doing. It's kind of like pick your poison all the way through our lineup. Starting with Schwarber at the top, and not sure what we're going to do, after that. But I mean, it's such a deep lineup, such a different lineup than I think we've ever had. And I mean, to be able to have guys that can kind of do all things and not really have one guy take the grunt of everything. It's nice to be able to see that each guy can kind of do their job and understand what they're going to do and how they're going to do it, and we can all pull on that same rope and win ball games the best way we can.
I think Bryce, the great thing about this lineup is not only is it deep, but it's versatile. You have like Schwarber can lead off, Rhys has led off before. You have so many different guys that can do different things that Joe's going to have a lot of fun with this one, isn't he?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like you said, I mean, it's very versatile. Being able to have kind of each guy do what they do. Kind of JT likes swinging at the first pitch, or Nicky, he likes swinging a lot, and Rhys sees a lot of pitches. Swarb sees a lot of pitches. Me as well. So everybody kind of just does their thing and goes up there and does their job. If each guy can do that and not really try to do too much, I mean, we're gonna have a lot of fun. But of course, it always looks good on paper, right? I mean, everybody thinks, oh man, this lineup's gonna be great, this lineup's gonna be great, but it's the work that you put in, the at-bats that you put in, and understanding that you just can't go up there and write your name in the lineup. You got to go out there and do your job and work hard and come with it every single day.
Yeah, we talked to Zach Eflin the other day after he started against the Yankees, and he said just sitting in the dugout and watching this lineup, like it's got to be a nightmare for opposing pitchers. And again, though, like you said, it all depends on production. But if everyone does what they're capable of doing, there's not going to be a ton of complete games against you all,
no,
if any.
I agree. I mean, I think if we, like you said, if we all do our job and all go up there and understand what we need to do as a team and what we need to do on an individual level, we're going to be really good. We're going to put pressure on them all day long. We're going to put pressure on them, each day. And you get 27 outs, right? And if we can make it harder and harder each day to get those outs from an opposing side, I mean, it's what you need to do. And, if we can just keep going and not ever let up, we're going to be really good.
Bryce, you notice how I haven't asked you about your hitting?
I appreciate it because I don't like the questions. You know how I am.
Oh, I know it. Hey, I was the same way. My gosh, the last thing I want to do is talk about ourselves, about our hitting, because then you start thinking too much. But people talk about, well, the defense. How's the defense going to be? But Stott is what did Segura call them, the Vegas boys?
Yeah.
He looks really good at third, and Didi looks like he's healthy and moving a lot better than what we saw last year. This defense is going to be fine, right?
Yeah, I mean, Craig, you know when you see a guy that can hit, right? I mean, you know when you have an eye test on him and you can see what he does in the batter's box, how he acts when you see the lefty or righty, how he hits with velo, how he hits, off speed. And, when you watch Bryson, he's just playing another game. He's just going out there and playing his game and being himself. And, I don't think any game is going to be too big for him. I think he's just one of those guys that just goes out there and plays his game. And, when he struggles and when he goes through the grunt of it, I think he's, really able to pull himself out, and it makes him that much better. So I'm excited to see what he kind of does and what the situation is going to be for us and what they're going to do. I think he's a really good ball player, and I'm excited for him. Even if he wasn't one of my friends, I'd say the same thing, right? I mean,
yeah.
He's a great teammate. He comes in, he's seen but not heard, and that's what you need in a rookie guy that just comes up and does his job, and that's it. And Didi, of course, I mean, he's having a great spring. Like you said, he's healthy. Siggy at second, I think he's done a great job for us in the past, especially with his bat. He comes each day ready to go. And I think the thing is getting Bobby Dickerson back. I mean, somebody that really wants guys to work hard and really wants guys to buy into being great, fielders. And I think you guys have seen that in the past from every team that he's been with. And I'm just excited to see what we can do as an infield and an outfield moving forward this year.
Yeah, Bryce, we said that he's the loudest guy in spring training. He's louder than Larry Boas. So, I mean, that says a lot, Bob. In a good way. In a good way.
Hey, you guys know how loud Larry is. So.
Yeah. Hey, that double play puts 2 outs on the board, but you and I were talking the other day. The media guide cover, it came out awesome. And it's sort of a spin back to when Mike Schmidt back in 1987 was on the cover of the media guide. I mean, what a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, I came up with last year thinking about it after they announced it and him doing what he did for me. And I mean, I'm so thankful for him to be able to come on and announce that, and what a great way he did it. 3-time MVP, World Series champion. I mean, it bums me out that sometimes in this game, or kids that are younger than me, and actually I'm 29 now. Wow. Kids that are way younger than me, they don't know the history of the game, and it really upsets me. I think those are the guys that paved the way for us. I mean, my dad watched you when you were at the Stars in Vegas, and I knew all of you guys. I understood, the guys that played before me, and I respected that because you guys paved the way for us. And kids need to know that. Kids need to understand, who played in Philly before 2021. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just excited that I was able to do it, and it turned out great, I thought. And if we're able to kind of build the game in that kind of spectrum, I mean, I think the game can be that much better, and being able to have old timers days and things like that, I think it just builds the game that much better.
And I tell you what, Bryce, it means a lot to us as former players that you think that way. And there's so many times you go into different clubhouses around baseball, and guys look at you like, who in the heck is this guy?
Which is crazy, because you walk in there and can out-hit every single one of them. So, and I can say that because I've seen it. I mean, it's like I said, I mean, I'm just so thankful to have guys that played before me that understand how great this game can be, and how great it is when we just kind of play the game and understand that. So
Well, Bryce, we appreciate you joining us here today. It was nice to see Alvarado have a fairly clean inning here, and we'll catch up with you again down the road.
Hey, thanks, fellas. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
All right. Bryce Harper, our guest here in the top of the 7th. Complimentary tickets for a Phillies home game and access to MLB audio. Premier tier memberships include 2 curated Fight and Phil's themed gift boxes, including special surprises like a collectible Bryce Harper MV3 baseball. Limited Premier tier memberships are available. Visit Phillies.com/FightandPhils for more information. Former Phil Chase Anderson is the new pitcher for the Tigers as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Phillies on top 7-3. And Garrett Stubbs is set to lead things off. Joe mentioned that Stubbs was brought in to catch Jose Alvarado, and he just caught him in the top of the 7th inning. Nice to see Jose have a fairly clean inning.
Yeah, nice double play turned by Maton over at third.
There's Anderson's numbers last year. 14 games with the Phils. A 6.75 earned run average. And Alvarado in his first outing of the spring. Talking things over with Caleb Cotham. Stubbs a home run, 3 runs batted in. The first pitch from Chase Anderson fouled back to the screen. It's 0-1. That would have come right back to this way, John.
Yeah,
but that wasn't there.
See, when you get old Tom, like the netting behind home, I thought that was a screen. That's why I was reaching out. I thought this was a screen on the windows.
Stubbs checked his swing. He went, says the third base umpire. 0-2. That one's hit softly to the left side into left field, a base hit. And Stubbs is aboard with a leadoff single. And here's Vierling.
Yeah, I liked this kid when he got called up last year. You know, he just
Great kid.
Yeah, not only that though, he's not this. He's a different era of hitter. You know, he's line drives, try to shoot balls the other way, and hit the ball hard on a line. He is a really good athlete.
Take strike 1, and it's 0-1. Those are the numbers last year. 324. Stubbs leads off first. He goes. Pitch fouls. And it's 0-2 to Matt Vierling. Stubbs will head back to first base. Mickey Moniak's joining us down in the dugout after finishing up his day. Mick, how did that conversation go with Alvarado and Caleb Cotham a moment ago?
Oh, Alvy's right where he needs to be. So, yeah, no, it went good.
They were sitting right where they were standing talking right where Mickey was going to sit down to do the interview.
Oh, yeah.
0-2 is lined the opposite way. A base hit for Vierling. Stubbs will go to second. And that'll put runners on first and second with nobody out. So, Mick, we're showing the shot right now, and you are ready to go. And then Alvarado is going over his kick. But that was important because we need him to throw well this year.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, he's a big part of that bullpen. So if he wants to sit here all game, that's all good with me.
Great swings today. Obviously, you looked like you felt good. You hit one to right, one to left. I mean, feeling pretty good.
Yeah. No, I think you know, all camp, I think, you know, we put in a lot of good work, and you know, this offseason felt like I did a lot, you know, to get my swing where it needed to be, and then you know, working with K-Long and just the minor adjustment of just getting on the plate and you know, work wonders. And I think, you know, I'm seeing the ball well. Swing feels, you know, clean and compact, and you know, just taking things day by day, having fun.
What I've seen you this spring, Mick, you just look like you're just comfortable like you feel like, you know what, I do belong here. I can play here. Is that the mental part that's strengthening?
Absolutely. You know, I think, you know, after last year, I think, you know, the ups and downs and going through all that, I think going into the offseason, I knew that had to do a little bit of soul searching and kind of figure out, you know, who I was and as a baseball player and as a person. And I think that, you know, coming in this year, I think the mental side of things was a huge focus. And, you know, like you said, I feel comfortable. I feel, you know, like I belong. I think that, you know, just taking things day by day, not looking too far ahead is something that is benefiting me and you know, just taking on into the season.
This is going to be another run for the Phils. It could not be handled over at first base.
Can't stop us from scoring.
And Neoport was trying to hang on to the bag but couldn't grab it. So Stubbs scores, and it's now 8-3. Mick, what is moving closer to the plate done for you? I mean, just from a hitting standpoint, what does it make you feel compared to before?
You know, I think that, you know, last year and at times in my career, I would get in trouble crossing over and kind of cutting myself off and not freeing up my hips to be able to take a swing. And, you know, I think that's a huge part of it, being able to get a swing off. And the other, you know, the big thing is just kind of knowing the zone better. I think getting on the plate has kind of allowed me to see pitches a lot better. And, you know, I kind of just, it frees everything up, and it's almost like a domino effect, and one thing leads to the other, and we're seeing it right now. And, yeah, we're just having fun with it.
Free hips and free hands get you paid a lot, Mick.
There you go. I agree.
Here's Munoz, who's hitting 200 so far this spring, playing a little infield, all over the infield, actually, as Anderson gets his signs. And the pitch. Line drive. Ouch. Foul. That ball is scorched.
You know, Mick, sometimes, look, you don't want to ever see anyone get hurt, but you have taken full advantage of the fact that Odubel has been hurt. And sadly, that's one of the parts of this game that kind of stinks, but it kind of like, you know what, I have to earn it now, and you've earned it.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's a big next man up mentality we have right now, and you know, we have guys in this lineup. Our lineup is a scary lineup to face, and it's fun being a part of it. And you know, I think going into the season, in order for us to win and to go deep into the playoffs and win a World Series, I think we have to have that mentality, a next guy up. And you know, it's going to take 40 guys, and you know, there's going to be injuries, and you know, God forbid, I hope there isn't, but you know, when those do happen, it's about, you know, being ready, being that next guy to help the team win. And yeah, just kind of control what you can control. I think that's the biggest message we've kind of conveyed during this camp, and just getting your business done, you know, getting your early work, getting your, you know, if you got to get in the weight room, whatever it may be, and just being ready for that game and doing everything you can to help the team win.
Well, it's a team sport played by individuals, and sometimes, you know, you have to worry about yourself first and then the team. And you know, once the regular season starts and you break camp and you're headed up to Philly for opening day, then it's about the team.
100%. Yeah, no, I think, you know, like I was saying, I think, you know, this team is built to win and to win now, and just being a part of it is awesome. I'm, you know, so excited to get up there and play in front of the fans and yeah, see what we can do.
Munoz fouls that one away. Mickey, you guys, and I mentioned this on the air the other day, just in the clubhouse, just talking to you guys, there's also this exuberance of being able to come through spring training with all your buddies. Does that help a little bit, having all these guys around?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think, you know, this being my fourth big league camp now, I think, you know, just getting to be around the guys, getting comfortable. You know, we got a bunch of great dudes in this clubhouse, and you know, it's fun to show up to the field every day, and when that's the case, I think it makes it a lot easier to go out and perform.
Well, Mick, we've enjoyed watching you this spring. Not that we haven't enjoyed watching you before, but it's really been nice watching you continue to grow. So thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, guys.
All right, Mickey Moniak, our guest. The Phillies add another run here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Fanatic almost got hit with a foul ball while Mickey was chatting, and oh man, it just took his breath away. We're on top 8-3 as we go to the top of the 8th inning here in Clearwater. The Fanatic and Finley doing a little dance on the dugout. Got Phillies questions heading into the regular season. Corey Seidman and Jim Salisbury have Phillies answers right after today's game. Check out the live Phillies Talks podcast right here in Clearwater. Stream it on our social channels and on NBCSportsPhiladelphia.com. They're getting ready. They're going to be out in left center fields. So if you, you know, for some reason are watching in the ballpark, stay. Get out there. There's music. The bar is open for a couple hours after the game. And Jim Salisbury and Corey Seidman will be taking some questions as well.
How can you hear something if there's music? How can you hear Jim and Corey?
They're loud. They're both loud guys.
Yeah, they are.
Very loud. They'll talk over. Jim may even sing a song.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yep. Here's Dylan Maples as we go to the top of the 8th inning.
What's his genre of choice?
Jim? I think it's classic rock.
Yeah, I would say classic rock.
Classic
he seems
rock.
like an old hippie.
Yeah. With 2 pairs of sunglasses or 2 pairs of glasses.
Yeah, well, you got to protect your eyes, Tom.
But he's like Wheels. He has a pair of reading glasses and a pair of sunglasses, which the sunglasses have arrived back in the press box that he lost. He found them.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Wow. I couldn't sleep thinking that where could they be?
We were worried for him.
Yeah. So you can actually get sunglasses with readers? Like,
yeah, I have a pair.
Really?
Yeah, because I only need reading glasses. Like the glasses I'm wearing right now are called progressives, where I have nothing up top and then I have just reading glasses on the bottom. You can go so many ways on that one, John.
Nothing could be more true than nothing up top. But I'm not talking about above the scalp. I'm talking below the scalp.
Yeah, I got you.
Between the eyes and the top of the old cranium, Tom. There's not a whole lot there. Nope.
Anyway, I have sunglasses that are the same.
Where do you get them? Probably an eyeglass store?
Yeah. That one's out towards shallow left center field. Munoz is under it. Makes the catch. Yeah, you can get them at any eye doctor or glasses store. Now, they don't have lights on them like yours.
Maybe that's a new idea. Always looking for the next way to make $1 million.
By the way, your light, did you change the batteries on those?
Oh, I don't know if I did or not. Yeah. Well, I just found them the other day when I looked at my bag. Let me see. Are they on?
They're not on. Now they're on.
Oh, wait a second. Both of them?
No, just the one.
Where's that one at?
Yep, but they're both on now. Keep them on for a second.
Those are long life batteries, baby.
There they are, John's lights. Yeah, they're on.
Yep. I got to clean them. They're awful dirty. No wonder I can't see.
Yeah. I actually feel the same way. I have to clean mine. Yeah. They're a little dirty.
Yeah. I'll clean them on my way home.
Josh Crouch, a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
I can't turn them on. Oh, God.
You didn't use them at all during the offseason?
I didn't know where they were. I thought I lost them.
Just hanging out in your bag.
Yep.
Not bothering anybody.
Well, where's that?
Oh, it's popped way up there. Maton toward the netting and just runs out of room.
All right, we're good now.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by your local Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer or visit DelValHondaDealers.com. Hello, with John Kruk. I'm Tom McCarthy here in Clearwater, Florida. We have one more spring training game left on television. That's Tuesday.
And then we're headed north, baby.
And headed north.
But you have to stay, right?
I have to stay. I have to do radio / internet on Wednesday.
Okay. And then you're flying up?
I'm going to be on the team charter for the first time in 2 years.
And that's Wednesday?
Wednesday after the game, yeah.
And they have nothing Thursday, maybe a little workout?
A little workout on Thursday, potential workout.
I love those. I used to love those.
And then Friday, the game time.
Of course, it's a shortened spring, so the guys might not feel that bad about it, but man.
Were your workouts optional?
No. Nope.
Nope.
I mean, they were optional if you felt like showing up, but I mean, if you wanted to play, they weren't optional. You know, Larry Bow is very lenient when it comes to guys not wanting to come to work out and practice, and
kind of leaves it to the discretion of the player.
Yeah. He was always good about that. You know, take extra grounders. No, Larry, I'm good today.
Ball's fouled.
Who needs extra work when you can stay home?
So you're not going to be at the workout on Thursday?
Well, I got a feeling I'll still be driving, depending. I got to get my car worked on tomorrow.
Right. We've gotten that worked out.
And then drive up here Tuesday. And my thought was to leave. Ooh,
that's a line drive down the left field line. Foul.
And then I was thinking about leaving after the game here and driving up because, you know, it's a little over 2 hours. So if I drove back,
it'd be crazy.
Well, that's what I thought.
After getting your car worked on, you're just adding miles to the car.
That's my thought process. But, you know, deaf ears, Tom.
I'm glad we were able to get the car that scheduled.
Yeah, that was key.
1-2 pitch. Hit foul toward the Phillies dugout. And you're going to have the car worked on in Naples. You did not decide to get it worked on here or anywhere else.
Naples, baby.
Because you could have done it at a dealership here of the same brands.
Yeah, but they already know what all the issues are that need fixed.
Swing and a miss. Yeah, but it's all in the computer.
It is?
Yes. So when you go back to New Jersey, if you need it done, you can just try to explain it to you.
I've taken that car into the dealership numerous times. I still don't remember the guy's name who I deal with there.
Lou?
No. I don't know. It's not a Lou.
Here's Victor Reyes with 2 outs. And it's low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Had the brake pads fixed, replaced. I don't know what else needs to be.
Oh, this is what's scheduled for Monday?
Yeah. I don't know what. They could probably rip me off. I wouldn't know.
1-0 pitch. That is golfed, and that is smoked out of the ballpark. That got out in a hurry. It's an 8-4 ball game.
Well, I've lost track of who's hitting and who's playing. So.
That ball was hit well. So a solo home run. Pretty good swing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, pitch was up just a hair. You want that ball down below the knees and hopefully get a swing through or roll over a grounder, but he didn't roll that one over.
Daniel Cabrera is the batter. That one got away from Stubbs. Back to the screen. Cabrera, 1 home run, 4 runs batted in this spring. One ball, no strikes. Way outside, 2-0.
There you go, let's go.
Pretty good swing by that young man.
Yeah. That'll play.
Daenerys De La Cruz is in the on deck circle for the Tigers with 2 men down. They count 3 balls and no strikes. And that's in there for strike 3-1. And ball 4. So De La Cruz will be the hitter here in the 8th inning. So Daenerys De La Cruz getting a chance to bat. Now a meeting on the mound between Stubbs and Maples.
Stubbs had to come in and catch Alvarado, and now Maples. A lot of movement.
Yeah, the thought behind that is that JT has caught him before. Stubbs has not, so they wanted to give him a chance to see what it was like to catch Alvarado before the season got underway.
Just in case.
Just in case. Inside, 1-0. Runner goes, pitch inside, stubs his throw on one hop, not in time. Torres is able to grab it on one hop.
I think your son was telling me today that after like 50 some odd years, they realized that second base was further away from first than what it should be.
I didn't know that. Really?
That's what he said.
Well, I would believe him. I haven't known him to lie.
Can you imagine how many stolen bases Ricky Henderson
or you? How many you could have had?
Oh, it'd have just been, I would just been out by less.
Here's Beerling's throw toward the plate, and it's off the mound. A run scores, RBI single for De La Cruz, and it's now an 8-5 ball game. Yeah, Ricky would have had more.
Vince Coleman, my gosh, they just stole 150, 160 a year.
Sweet Lou Brock.
Oh boy. But like, did someone just decide finally after 50 some odd years to say, you know, I think that looks like it's 90 feet 6 inches. I'm going to measure. I got to find out if it's true. I believe your son. I believe the
I would believe him.
I believe the whole McCarthy family on everything.
Well,
there's nothing to not trust you all with.
There is one that I wouldn't believe. Sometimes she doesn't tell the truth clearly.
The wife.
The youngest of them. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1. This is Gage Workman. Workman was a teammate of Torkelson's at Arizona State. That one's hit well out to center field. Beerling going back toward the track to the wall, and it's gone. Onto the berm. It's a 1-run game. Whew. That just looked good off the bat.
Yeah, that hasn't been a good inning yet for the Fightins. Yeah, that's a pretty swing. Pretty swing when. That was nice. I mean, that's a nice swing.
Yeah, his timing was right on that. All right, so that's it for Maples on that after the home run. So his day is done. This has turned into a 1-run game. 15 runs, 15 runs, 17 hits combined for the two teams. So pitching change. The Phillies will go back to the bullpen. We'll be back right after this. Thompson. Of course, Phoebe will be out. Mickey Morandini and Milt Thompson. There's Mickey. Yesterday, the Phillies held a drive-through giveaway event for hundreds of families in their RBI and junior RBI programs. The drive-through event hosted by the Youth Baseball and Softball Development Department. And families were given gift bags by Mickey and Milt. Mickey signing with a thick glove. He can do it all, can't he?
He always had good hands. Couldn't hit, but he had good hands.
You know, the Phillies have 5,000 inner city youth who are currently playing organized baseball and softball through their RBI and junior RBI programs. They do a wonderful job with it, and yesterday was kind of the kickoff for the year.
Doesn't look too warm, did it?
Didn't look warm there yesterday.
Hence the heavy glove. But he's writing with the heavy glove. This is where Mickey gets confused because he writes left-handed, but he throws right-handed.
Very strange. And he hits a golf ball right-handed,
but not very well. But why wouldn't he have a glove on both hands? Why was he holding the ball in his bare hand and writing with the glove with the the hand with the glove on it?
These are great questions that we should ask him.
Nick, if you're watching, buddy, let us know what.
That's why we should have a headset in his house so he can just chime in.
What the thought process was on that.
That's a good point.
No, Mickey's golf game has picked up.
It has.
I think I saw him play like about probably 3 or 4 years ago, and it was awful. But then he had his hip replaced, so he's gotten a lot better.
Nice, more flexible.
Freed him up. Like Mickey Moniak said, free up the hips.
Austin Ross, the pitcher. That ball's lined out to right field. And the inning is over. L9 if you're scoring at home.
Not anymore. 4
runs here in the 8th inning for the Tigers. They've made it a 1-run game as we go to the bottom half of the 8th. It's a family affair. Join us at Citizens Bank Park for Cavity Busters Kids Opening Day, when children 14 and under receive a Phillies windbreaker. Sunday, April 10th at 1:05. Visit Phillies.com to purchase tickets and receive this great giveaway. John has received information from our team ambassador, Mickey Morandini, that the glove, first of all, he said hello, John.
Yeah, he did.
And then that the glove fell off just prior to signing the autograph. Is that what it was?
I guess.
Yeah.
Let me read it. I'm not going to read all of it. The other one came off right after that signature.
It still doesn't explain what happened to the first, the one that's not there.
What?
There was one on, one off. What happened to the...
I'm not. Mickey's sensitive today. When I also said he couldn't hit, 270 big league average would get me $20 million a year today, which is very accurate.
Yeah, there's some truth to that. Maton hits a foul.
Now Mickey was exactly what we needed.
Okay, he's got 2 gloves on there, and the hoodie, with the hat on the hoodie, and now he has 1 glove there. Let's piecing it all together. 1 ball, 1 strike to Maton. 278 this spring, and he hits that one sharply, knocked down by the first baseman, and he throws to first, not in time, and Maton's going to wind up getting a base hit. Anderson did all he could.
That had a whole lot going on over there, didn't it?
Neoport knocked it down. He's looking at the glove right now.
Yeah. Looked like he knocked it down, then it hit him in the head. Yep.
Yep, it sure did. The ball was scorched.
Yeah, it was. Good hustle by Maton. That's a heck of a play by Anderson, too. It's not an easy thing when a guy bobbles a ball.
That's a good man, Chase Anderson. It's unfortunate that we didn't get a chance to see him for a full year last year. His numbers just didn't dictate it.
All right, so here's the explanation with the glove.
Here's Mignetti, by the way.
No, this is Morandini.
Yeah.
Not Mignetti. I took 1 glove off and a car pulled up. I signed an autograph and then took the other one off. Now that cleared it up, didn't it?
Sure did.
Attaboy, Mick.
Swing and a miss. Mignetti last year, 3 home runs, 13 runs batted in here in Clearwater for the Phils. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike to him. Hit 286. Check swing. That's a pretty good pitch.
Did he call that a swing?
He did not. They checked
that's
it
the
too.
Tigers fans. I guess.
Tigers fans travel well in spring training. Not too far from Lakeland. Here's the 2-1 pitch coming in. Popped up. Out to shallow right field. And there's 1 out. And Ronald Torreyes is coming up.
The velvety tones of Chris Wheeler.
Yeah, we also have 1 more game on Tuesday. And he said, don't let the door hit you in the backside. As he's going to Augusta this weekend on Friday.
Yeah. Oh, wheels can wax poetic.
He'll be down here, said, till July.
Gonna get a tad warm.
There's Mr. Spring Training.
We had fun. We went golfing fantasy camp the day before fantasy camp. And I think there were 7 of us that went with.
He's waiting.
Went with wheels.
We could be saying nice things about him, and he waved us off. That's not nice, John.
We are saying nice things.
We are saying nice things. He's waving us off.
Okay, well, I'm not going to be nice then.
By the way, his first of 2 there you go. First of 2 birthdays is coming up 6 days away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Torreyes. That one just a little low, and it's 2-1.
Mickey said we're apparently going through the dog days of spring training.
Because we're talking about him too much?
Yeah, about his glove.
We're trying to keep him current. We like bringing him up on the air.
We love Mickey. And Mickey does a heck of a job as an ambassador.
Fouled off. It's 2-2.
Larry Anderson got me all confused today.
About what?
Well, he came in and he thought today was a day like spring ahead with the clocks.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
So he got me all confused because then I didn't realize what time it was.
So why did he think that we were springing ahead today?
Well, apparently his alarm clock in his place here, I guess he never turned it back. And so when he woke up, he saw it and he thought, you know, wow, it's, you know, earlier than I thought or whatever, and maybe he can go back to sleep. And then he looked at his phone and he realized maybe not.
Big hook by Anderson gets Torreyes. You know, this is what happens when you go part-time, John, as he's doing.
Yeah.
You lose track of time even more.
And he did say he had a couple glasses of wine. And
this morning?
Well, maybe, knowing him, who knows, but no, I think last night at dinner, then he had something else, he said. And apparently he just lost track of
it happens.
Whatever month it is.
Here's Felix Reyes.
Tell you what, when I saw him walking off the plate, I thought that might be Franmil.
I did have to do a double take myself.
Pretty big human right there,
He's
man.
a big kid. That ball's low.
How did I miss it?
What did you miss? Reyes, by the way, last year in Clearwater hit 206 with a home run. And Gulf Coast League, he hit 294. 1 ball, 1 strike to him. That ball's drilled out to center field. And they'll track it down. And the inning is over. 2 innings for Chase Anderson. He allows 1 run in those 2 innings of work. We'll head to the 9th inning here in Clearwater with the Phillies on top of the Tigers 8-7. Has been brought to you by the Toyota Camry, now with available all-wheel drive. Visit your local tri-state Toyota dealer today. By Xfinity, supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi, only from Xfinity. By Citizens, official bank of the Bills. And by Independence Blue Cross. Learn more at IBX.com. 8-7 as we go to the top of the 9th inning. Phillies lead it by 1, 8 runs on 13 hits. Yeah, the Phillies will send Michael Kelly. Go to the mound, and this gentleman will support both of them.
Yep. I know him well. He lives right about almost halfway between Clearwater and Lakeland. So.
All right, so Kelly's trying to get these last 3 outs. Quincy Neaport will lead things off. And Kelly's first pitch to him is a breaking ball that just missed. Phils took Neaport in 2017. He played last year in the Frontier League. 1 ball, no strikes. Fouled off, and it's 1-1. One ball and 1 strike.
Pretty good numbers by Kelly, huh?
1-2. Fly ball out to shallow center field. That's going to wind up dropping for a hit. Beerling started back, and then he came running in. So a bloop single. Yeah, that begins this 9th inning. And Brian Packard will be the batter. Big swing. See Beerling started one step back.
Well, do you blame him? The way the ball's flying out of here today.
Ball is flying.
That is the fickle part of this game, isn't it? You take one step back and it ends up from a pop-up to a base hit.
Packard takes a strike, and it's 0-1. This is the 6th outing for Kelly this spring. He's made 1 start. Torreyes is shaded over a step at second base. Munoz is on the second base side of the diamond. Fastball in the outside corner. And it's 0-2. Packard last year hit .222 with 6 home runs for the Tigers in the farm system. And he whacks that one foul. And the count holds 0-2. Former 5th round pick by Detroit out of East Carolina. Cowboy got the ball. The 0-2 pitch coming from Kelly. And a fastball strike 3 call. Beautiful pitch on the outer half of the plate. 1 out. Little paint.
Yeah, I mean 2 strikes.
Pretty good frame job too.
Well, but it's a pitch you should at least take a pass at. You might swing and miss, but you got no chance if you take it.
Andre Lipsius fouls the first pitch back for the Tigers. Lipsius played for 2 different minor league teams last year for the Tigers. Had 12 home runs. Hit .243 overall as A.J. Hinch fields that ground ball foul. Lipsius, the 3rd round pick out of Tennessee. His twin brother Luke is still at Tennessee playing for the Volunteers. Back to the screen again. It holds 0-2. You better get your clock straight for Tuesday because we're on at noon.
Oh, we are?
Yes. Oh. So you shouldn't follow Larry's clock work.
I won't call him and ask him what time it is. That's for sure.
0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with a high heater. 2 outs here in the 9th inning. A little extra juice on this one.
Yeah, he got a little. Yeah, you could tell right there. He went a little extra, and the little extra up is all he needed.
Here's Josh Crouch, who the Tigers took last year in the amateur drafts. He had 11 home runs when he played at Central Florida last season. That's a nice facility, John.
Never seen it.
Outside of Orlando, gigantic campus, solid baseball facility. Hit .230 with 2 home runs in the minor leagues last year after being drafted. 1 ball and 1 strike. As Kelly's trying to finish up this victory for the Phils. It would give the Phils their 8th victory of the spring. And now the 1-1. 1-2. That was in there for a strike. Crowd on their feet. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Check swing. Went with a breaking ball. Stubbs blocks it. And the count even 2-2. Eight runs on 13 hits for the Phils. They've used the long ball to help their cause today. Two and 2. Towering pop-up out towards shallow left fields. This should do it, and it does. The ball game is over. The Phillies win it by a final score of 8-7 as they've knocked off the Tigers here this afternoon. Thumbs up from Joe Girardi. Why not? Phillies playing their final game of the spring against the Tigers. A.J. Hinch trying to get the attention of Joe Girardi as he stands in front of his team's dugout.
Joe's busy shaking hands.
He sure is. Got a lot of guys to shake hands with. Our Chevrolet player of the game, Bryce Harper, 3 for 4, 2 home runs, a double, and 3 runs batted in. All right, Joe finally sees A.J. A.J. Hinch is going to come over and say goodbye to everybody. A.J. Hinch, former Fightin' Phil. Phillies win it today, 8-7. Our next Phillies broadcast will be Tuesday. The senior producer of Phillies baseball, Jeff Halleckman, and our director has been Nick Marquetta. For John Kruk and our entire crew, I'm Tom McCarthy. Thanks for watching, everyone. Phils win it 8-7 using the long ball. We'll see you back here Tuesday for Phillies Grapefruit League baseball. Have a great rest of your Sunday afternoon.